Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast. Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Robin Peto. Robin Peto is the Managing Director at Aberdeen Strategy and Research. She is responsible for directing the organization's research strategy as well as leading a team of subject matter experts and talented researchers to help inform clients' mission-critical priorities. She offers insights grounded in her 20-plus year career in the B2B tech sector. Robin's work helps technology brands define market opportunities, inform and bring new products to market, elevate marketing strategies, and monitor brand positioning. Prior to joining Aberdeen Strategy and Research, Robin was Vice President at Illuminas, where she led proprietary research to inform product innovation and strategic pricing initiatives for Fortune 1000 companies including Cisco, Adobe, Autodesk, Time Warner, HBO, and others. Leading up to her decade-long tenure at Illuminas, Robin spent 6 years at Millward Brown and Telequest. Well, good afternoon, Robin. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I have really been looking forward to our conversation all week.
That's awesome. Robin, we appreciate you jumping on. And this is, again, my audience is tired of me probably saying this all the time, but this is truly my favorite part of the day. And I just soak up this time with new guests and new colleagues, new friends that I'm meeting across the globe. So thanks again. And Robin, we're going to jump into these questions. You've got an amazing background, so we're going to share your story with our audience. You've got a strong background supporting tech companies, B2B services, analytics, and now you're the director of Aberdeen Strategy and Research. Could you share with our audience the secret to your success and what inspires you?
Sure. Well, I don't know if this is really a secret, but I'd say honestly that listening is probably the single most important thing I've ever done in my career, really. And as a researcher, I talk with so many different people. I talk with clients who work at tech companies that are facing unprecedented challenges. I talk with my teammates on a regular basis. I talk with coworkers in other departments, and of course, tens of thousands of research participants every single year. And really at the core of all of this, my goal is to fundamentally understand what they mean when they're telling me something. So I'm always listening to understand what challenges is that person facing? What goals are they trying to accomplish right now? And what accomplishments are they proud of that they've done recently? But, perhaps most importantly, what are they trying to do next? And I find that data really, really inspires me. It's such a fantastic tool to help guide people to make more informed decisions. But you have to provide a view of the implications for what the data means to the person who's reading it. So you really can't provide those insights without having a fundamental understanding of the people behind the percentages. And what it all comes down to is understanding the meaning behind the data based on the conversations and the human beings that are really behind all of it.
That's awesome. And you're absolutely right. You get a lot of information and insights and you can actually gain some empathy by being a good listener. And so appreciate the share on that. And analytics is obviously one of my passions as well. So I'm glad you're sharing your insights around your career and bringing it to this show. So thank you, Robin. So Robin, let's talk about this pandemic. Hopefully masks are starting to come off and people are vaccinated and hopefully we're going in the right direction. But now that the pandemic is showing signs of clearing, what are your company's plans for growth in 2021?
Of course, right. And no doubt, the pandemic has certainly caused massive transformations in business operations globally. And at Aberdeen, we've seen those transformations as part of our daily operations as well. And our growth plans for 2021 are what I would call reasonable. We're not trying to take over the world by any stretch, but our plans for growth are centered on 3 areas. And the first one, and probably the most important, to be honest with you, is providing unbiased information about the technologies that businesses are relying on to operate. And this has been transforming like crazy over the course of the last year, and what businesses need to operate and the insights into knowing what's going to help them now are really, really critical for people to see and absorb. And so the kinds of insights that we're able to provide data on includes cloud and IT solutions, security, supply chain, ERP, human capital management or HCM, CX or customer engagement, and of course, analytics. All of those fields are just exploding, and there's rich subcategories within each one of those where we have areas of expertise. And that's really the foundation of all of our growth. But the core of all of it is really around the information that we can provide to businesses. And so as the needs of the market evolve post-pandemic, that takes me to kind of pillar number 2 in how we're poised for growth next year. And that we want to use these insights that we've gained to help our clients with their own strategic product and marketing initiatives. And thirdly, we plan to simply get this information out to a wider audience at the right time. So going beyond just our own clients, there's massive amounts of IT professionals, HR professionals, certainly people in manufacturing and business operations that need this information. And our goal is to share these reports more widely in the market so that we can get it into the hands of the people that need it. And our relationship with Spiceworks Ziff Davis allows us to deliver this information at scale with their B2B content marketing program. So it's really been a nice connection and collaboration with us and Spiceworks Ziff Davis through that process.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And that kind of outlines what you're doing as far as laying out your plans for 2021. And, obviously we don't know what the future will bring, but hopefully what 2020 has taught us about doing business in these types of challenging times will give us some more insights to run business more efficiently in the future. So thanks again, Robin. So Robin, this is a technology platform. We want to talk a little bit about tech, and maybe you can share, are you leveraging any new or emerging technologies within your tech stack? And if not, any cool tool or app you're using that you might be able to share with us today?
Oh man, dashboards. And truthfully, maybe those wouldn't necessarily be considered emerging technologies, but those have absolutely transformed the way we spend our time. And we've got 30 years of research history and a massive priority on big data analytics, but that can be a really daunting mountain of information. So we need a really organized way to access that data, to understand those trends and understand and see those market evolutions in a timely manner. And dashboards make that possible. It means that our team now can spend their time thinking through the data and the trends, but going beyond that to think about the implications so that they can focus on building relevant advice for the market instead of spending 40 hours a week just kind of manhandling data to get it into a readable format. So that human interpretation and the process that we take to make sense out of that data isn't really something that can be easily replaced by an app. But we find that the foundation of having that data and dashboards allows us the time to be more insightful and more intelligent in the guidance we're providing to the market.
Thank you for sharing. You're absolutely right. Dashboards are a key or critical part of business today and providing insights to make those business decisions. So thank you again. And Robin, last question. Could you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either leadership or research?
Sure. Yeah. There's often situations or times when you find survey results don't turn out the way the client had expected. And sometimes the market doesn't like the features you're testing in a new product, or maybe the market has a really negative reaction to a new marketing message that you're trying to test. And your job as a researcher or really a trusted advisor is to share that truth with the client, even when it's hard for them to hear. And being honest with them is really incredibly important, but go to the table with also some ideas and suggestions for what to do about it. What are the next steps that might help them get past those initial kind of shocking survey results? And don't be shy about discussing ideas with your colleagues if you aren't sure what to recommend to your clients. Collaboration and knowledge sharing are just so valuable. And you can really learn a lot just by simply talking to coworkers and whiteboarding out potential solutions. And honestly, research is a really small world. And I often run into former clients or past colleagues, and I'm always really, really happy to connect with them when they land a new gig. And really, I find that the strongest professional relationships are often grounded in the trust that you earn when you navigate through a challenge together. Whether that's hearing, survey results that didn't quite turn out the way your client had hoped, or whether it's really working through a tough project and finding smart solutions. Even when it's stressful at the moment, those solutions you can connect with people over, but also I find that you can often find humor in them later and find some levity that makes you appreciate them in a different way.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that, Robin. I appreciate that. And you're right. More minds are better than one when you're trying to provide a solution or overcome a challenge that you have. So thanks again. And Robin, I just want to let you know it was a pleasure having you on today. And I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me. It's been fun. I really appreciate it.
Bye for now.